fine. Working well. But it's just really well. We got states from there. Actually, $3. Fish status. Mission in there. We live in Asia, just. Good evening. Who's in charge of crowd control? You. Keep it clear. Audience of citizens, anybody have either one of you want to talk? You, audience of citizens?
Audience of citizens. Audience of citizens, did you have any questions?
No. How about you, Ben? You want to chat for a couple hours?
Yeah, Michael was so looking forward to that.
Hearing none. Amendments? Do we have any? No. Did you put it forward?
I did not.
Okay. Who was that? Okay.
I did.
Acceptance of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the March 4th, 2026 regular meeting minutes as presented.
Second. Any changes? Look good. All in favor? Aye. But this could be a election. Yes, it's really tough. Appointments, we have, no. Tax refunds.
I'll move to approve tax refunds totaling $5,700.93 as presented and recommended by the tax collector in her letter dated March 13th, 2026, and authorized two signatures.
This one's about easy. It's global, isn't it?
Yeah. The big up there, 5,000. And overpaying it on the refinance.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
LoSiP resolution project approval for the removal of existing asphalt and replacement paving at Oxford Town Hall and authorized first selectman sign.
I'll move to approve the resolution for the local capital improvement program project for the replacement for the removal of existing asphalt and replacement paving at Oxford Town Hall, and authorized the first selectman to sign and forward to the Board of Finance. One, resolve that the Board of Selectmen authorize the submission of a grant application to the local capital improvement program and is cognizant for the conditions and prerequisites for the state assistance imposed by Connecticut General Statute 7-535 through 7-558, and further resolve that the filing of an application for the state financial assistance by the town of Oxford in the amounts of $57,761.25 in local capital improvement program funding and $234,000 in LoSiP funding to remove existing pavement and pave the town hall parking lot at 486 Oxford Road is hereby approved by the Board of Selectmen, and that the Oxford First Selectman George R. Temple is directed to execute and file such application in the Connecticut Office of Policy and Management, and hereby recommends that the Oxford Capital Improvement Plan to include the replacement of the oil separator even at the actual public works facility.
Sure, second.
Second.
Discussion. How much do we have left in those after this? You know, when I first came on board as town attorney here in Oxford, this needed to be done. Then after all these years, and we're finally getting around to it, I think it's a great idea. It really needs to be.
Jim and I were just trying to figure out, I think all this parking lot paving was all original to when the building was built.
It could be.
And, you know, we're not original to one. So I think it's very much a worth it. So, and then, you know, for the safety of people that come here, we're starting to get a little safe.
I have a couple questions. Does it include? I'm turning it around, but the parking lot front, or over on the side,
Yeah, it does.
it could include there. Yeah,
Everything they can see.
and then another thing we talked about a little bit was to try, so first, it's repaving it just like it is that the plan?
No, I mean, you know, right down,
They're gonna get rid of all original thing.
we're going right down,
Dirt, and then put on new asphalt.
right.
So another thing we talked about was to try to plant in front of the old library there, make it more flat, at least we use the basement for something else, then it's kind of like this.
I guess
With flat, it's not a big thing, right? It's that little bit that goes up.
I need to see if we can do that.
That's not that.
Uh,
It's good idea now. It's good idea.
yeah. So it's kind of like their area, whether it's whoever ends up down there, that makes sense too.
But I think it's a no way.
Good, no, other than that, it's certainly easy, yes.
Yeah, let's make sure we do that, Karen. You know, make sure that it's flattened out a little bit, leveled off.
So I'm one way to see how that impacts the pricing of this. So.
Finally, little you know, also. In the age.
Well, whatever it costs. I don't think it'd be that much. And more than likely, we do it on our own. Right, all in favor?
I just,
I'm sorry.
so
And then
you said there's 15,000 more also. If I ran over a little bit, can we use that money?
no, it's what, 400,000?
Oh, what did I hear? I thought maybe it was 450.
450,000.
Oh, I don't hear 450. That's a whole different thing. Okay.
I mean, if you wanna increase it, I wouldn't object. Add 15,000 on more. That would leave us an even 400,000 most. So you know, what it is. Would you suggest that we have more than what we just voted on, or we haven't voted yet?
I would suggest that we increase it by $10,000 to $15,000, just in case there's a change order. That number you have in front of you is the exact amount to the penny, but the contractor gave us.
Okay, who's the contract?
S&S payment.
Okay, so they're on the state bidding list. All right, is there a motion to amend the,
Motion so move to increase it by 15,000.
so making it 434,000 plus 15 million and what? 200, 10, 15, 100,
49.
249,000.
I'll second the 249,000.
In total, there's two separate projects. So it's 15% or 294.
We'll do it this way. If we have anything left over, we won't spend it. Or we'll leave it around.
Yeah, what Karen's saying is Lucy keep the money in the state of Connecticut. And we would apply, and once we spend the money, they would reimburse us. In the last 2 years, they started sending us a check. So it's two different pots of money she has to take it out of.
Yeah, so for the first, I recommend the first phase 2 project, stay at the 234, and then the phase 1, we include the contingency, and just bump it up to 100,000 instead of 57,000. Because there's two different fund, like two different funding sources.
Now you're confusing. We may be here for the rest of the meeting.
So the bigger number, the 234, is everything was entitlement prior to 2025. So that's the max you can spend under that, those funding.
And that's the money the state.
Oh, I see.
That's the money the state.
Oh, okay, it used to be they put it in one big pot, now
And
they.
now, so you want to spend everything you have prior to it.
All right, well, why don't we just go along with what we are?
Yeah.
We need no money. We'll figure that out later.
So is there a new motion or are we?
No, we're staying original.
We're gonna, is there, okay, on the amendment, all in favor?
Oh, there's gonna be a no.
Okay, so say no.
No.
Amendment shot down, okay. All in favor of the motion? Aye. Motion carried. Yeah, I see what you mean now. Of course, it doesn't make any sense, but, yeah, I see it. Yeah. Oh.
Come forward, please.
If you want to take a break, we can take a break, because I think, well, the report of the first selectman is next. That's gonna be a while.
Sorry, no breaks today. We've exceeded our break limits.
This girl.
You know, when who's running the chair.
Well, she's learning from the best, Chris.
Okay, I had an opportunity to, this the report of the first select. Had an opportunity to, witness or go to the weightlifting event at Oxford High School. Coach told me, well, called me. You know, this is basically a football field. And, one of we came in third in the conference, but our best weightlifter was hurt. So, you know, we probably would have done better than that. So it bodes pretty well for the football team. And it's very hard to watch one of these things. You know, somewhere. And he said, well, why don't you walk over? And I said, yeah, somebody's about to drop a feet on. So, but anyway, congratulations. It's a job well done. Those kids work all winter on lifting weights. Also, attended Evan Fung's Eagle Court of Honor. Evan is one that put in the bridge across the road at the nature center. And, you know, he's really a good kid. It's always, and I don't miss those. It's always a great accomplishment. We had the St. Patrick's Day celebration trip at AquaTurf at the Senior Center. And that was a good time. And Irish dancers, kids. You know, I mean, when I say kids, like middle school, they were good. And those kids could dance, and then they had singing and corned beef. Everybody had a good time. And then this morning I met with Brian Bigger regarding school security. I don't really like to talk about schools. I don't like to talk publicly about it. But I really think he's doing a great job and we're on the right track as far as school security. It's kind of a difficult concept because, you know, you want to make sure that the kids are as secure as possible, but you also don't want to thinking they're going to school in prison. So, he's got some real good things that he worked out. And, you know, I gave some of my suggestions and the many tours that I made of the school. You know, I think he took it to heart, and some of them he's already worked out.
I have one question. Did they have any alarms on the doors? You tried to get it for so many years.
Funny you should bring that up. Most of them.
Most, but
No, not all, but that we're gonna, and then basically they have alarms, but they're not local alarms. I want have local alarms because, right away, somebody, it's like if you go to a theater, you look down on the left, in the front of the theater, says, same thing, emergency exit, rural alarm. That's what I want, right? And they put that in, they're not 100% there. They're working. And the other things that they've done a lot with training. Our SROs are really on top of it. We had an understanding as to how we handle an emergency situation with town based police department takes 5 hours until the state police get down there. Mainly as far as running the scene. And we're gonna do an MOU on that. I wanna make sure that we had an incident where that didn't happen and, that's, there's only one people group can be in charge of the 180 feet. No. So, I want to congratulate Arnie as our newest grandfather. Thank you. You're on the roll too. June. Yes. So we'll get you into that. Been there for a while. Okay, for a motion to adjourn, Michael, second, all in favor? Aye.